Hey everybody, and welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So today is BookList Thursday. I love BookList Thursday. BookList Thursday is something I do with Sarah over at Sarah's Nightstand. We come to you every Thursday with some sort of book thoughts, ideas, recommendations, something bookish related. So today's topic, so last week we talked about slow burns. So we talked about books that take a while to get through but are definitely worth it. So today's topic we thought would be appropriate to do some quick reads, right? Because you gotta balance out with the slow burns and have some really quick reads. So I have a stack of books here. So I have specific genres I tend to go to for quick reads, as well as some recommendations that just are quick reads. So my first kind of genre, or really author that is a quick read, is my friend Colleen Hoover. And it could just be me and just my love for her books, but I always fly through her books. But yet, when I think about books similar to hers, I think of like Christina Lauren, those types of books, which again, I tend to fly through as well. So your contemporary romance with some sort of drama involved, definitely fly through these books. And these tend to have some heavy topics that just make you want to keep reading. They just do. So Colleen Hoover books for sure I fly through, as well as some Christina Lauren's. So that's kind of my first quick read. My next couple that I want to talk about tend to just be shorter books like this. I believe I read The Smell of Other People's Houses by Sue Hitchcock in one day. This follows 4 very different teenagers and kind of how they all become friends in their lives, all become entangled. It takes place in Alaska, and there's all kinds of drama and stuff involved. And because it was so short and I just wanted to keep knowing what was happening, I easily read this really, really quick. My other one that I want to talk about, Mitch Albom, I tend to fly through his books as well. Just, they're short, but they're even though tends to be a little more to it and a little more thought to it and a little more, like, they stick with you. I still think about Tuesdays with Morrie. I still think about The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. But because of that and just the way they're formatted too, they're pretty quick to get through, but they're also, because I love them and think about them, I am more apt to go back and reread them, because I'm not a big rereader, but I will pick up something like this to quickly kind of go through and reread. So another really great quick read to get through. And then my last 3 books I want to talk about, and my kind of go-to genre when it comes to quick reads, is going to be thrillers, psychological thrillers, something mysterious, something creepy, something scary, because I can't stop. Like, literally cannot stop. So here are a few. This one kind of goes with my short book one, but Gillian Flynn's books I tend to fly through as well. Gone Girl, I don't even remember how fast I read that book. And that was kind of the beginning of me figuring out what books I really do love and go to and can go through. But Sharp Objects is also amazing. What do I tell you? I'm always on the fence, and maybe you guys can give me some feedback. I'm always on the fence about thrillers, this type of genre of books, of telling you what the synopsises are, because I know a lot of people want to go into them blind. I appreciate going into them blind, but I want to leave you with more than just like, go read this book. But what do I tell you? Because it's so short. They don't want to give anything away. But this follows a character who stayed in a psychiatric hospital because she is a cutter, hence the name Sharp Objects and the razor. And then you start to uncover why she was doing this, because she's forced to go to her hometown as a reporter to cover the murders of 2 preteen girls that she starts digging into her past a little bit. So that's, hopefully I didn't give anything away, but it's fabulous. The next one that I flew through, I believe in a weekend, was Leave No Trace by Mindy Mejia. This takes place in Minnesota, which was fun because I read this on a road trip while we went to Minnesota. This follows a father and son who go off on a camping trip and they just don't come back. And then years later, the son just magically shows up. Yeah. And there's more, but I don't want to give anything away. So, very good book. Very good book. More mystery, Sharp Objects, more psychological thriller, and this is just flippin' creepy. So, next we have The Broken Girls by Simone St. James. And another thing with quick reads that I find that I appreciate is when dual timelines help out and when there's multiple character perspectives, because I'm more likely to be like, okay, this character just ended on a bit of a cliffhanger and I got to read about this other character, but I want to get to the next one to see what has happened. So that tends to help with quick reads. And then short chapters. Short chapters are my jam. I will sit and read forever if I know I just have a couple more pages and a couple more pages. In fact, I just read a book. This one has some short chapters, and this was a quick read as well. And this CG Tutor can do this like so well, because you get like literally here is a chapter. It's just this. But you get to this little thing at the bottom and you're like, oh, wait a second, I need to figure out what's happened. But oh, we move on to a different scene in this little short chapter. So you have to at least get through that before you can, I don't know. The way it's constructed and the way the story is put together is fabulous, and that gets me to read it really fast. The Broken Girls by Simone St. James has dual time perspectives, and so this follows a woman in present day Vermont who's trying to figure out, her name's Fiona, she's trying to figure out what happened to her sister. Her sister was murdered and she feels that there's not much being done about it, so she's kind of investigating it herself. In the midst, she starts figuring out what has happened back in the 1950s at this Idlewild Hall. It was a boarding school for kind of troubled teens. So we go back and forth in time between 1950 and what has happened with these girls, and then present day where Fiona is trying to figure out on the same school grounds what has happened to her sister. And then you throw in this wonderful, wonderful added twist of Black Mary, who is a ghost, who haunts Idlewild Hall, both in the 1950s and present day. And she is so creepy. And she does things that are so creepy. And it's glorious. And this is freezer worthy book. I am now going to create that as a term. We're going to use that because when I was reading her other book, The Sundown Motel, I legit was gone with some friends, and I asked my friend, I'm like, can you go please put this in the freezer? And that comes from a Friends episode when Rachel found Joey's copy of The Shining, I believe, was in the freezer, because when he gets to the scary parts, he puts it in the freezer. So I think we're gonna work with that. So if I tell you it's a freezer worthy book, it is the creepy book. If you're in the mood for creepy books, totally freezer worthy. This isn't quite freezer worthy. This is just like messes with your mind, which I also love. So those are my quick reads, both the genres I go to for quick reads as well as specific examples of some quick reads. So if you're looking for books, to get you out of some reading slumps, I always go for a quick read because it tends to kind of get me back into that mood again. And the only bad thing with quick reads is they're just done so fast, especially with Colleen Hoover. I try to drag it out. I really try, but I just can't because I just love them so much. So that's the only downside, because I hardly come up for air until it's done, and then I tend to be a little book hungover. So anyways, check out Sarah's channel and see what she has today for her quick read recommendations. I'm excited to see what she has picked. May have to pick some up. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.